our broadcast today. My name is Cindy Speaker. I have with me as my guest Attorney Nathan Guin of Gardberg and Kemmerly Attorneys at Law. Nathan, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Cindy. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Always a pleasure. Appreciate that. I know you have some good information for us about veterans today, and our topic is DIC benefits. So why don't you start off by telling us what DIC benefits are relative to veterans?
So DIC benefits are actually not benefits for veterans at all. They're benefits for survivors of veterans. So
Okay.
if you're a qualifying surviving spouse, and in some cases, but much more rare cases, if you have a qualifying surviving child or surviving parent, in even more rare circumstances, they may be entitled to benefits after the veteran's passing if that veteran had a service-connected cause of death, or if they had total rating for a period of 10 years prior to their passing, then they'd be considered to have, presumed to have a service-connected cause of death. So these are benefits that can be given, to the widows or widowers and survivors of veterans, and for additional compensation to kind of help them out after the veterans pass away.
Okay. And you said to the widows and survivors, do the benefits extend to children, or who is exactly eligible for these?
So in rare cases, they extend to children and then sometimes parents, but there's very rare cases where a child would be a surviving child.
Okay.
For instance, if there's a child who became handicapped and was totally disabled before they became the age of 18, then that could be a surviving child that would qualify for DIC benefits. But the majority of the people you're going to see are widows or widowers, primarily widows, really, who have had their spouse pass away. A lot of times now with the Vietnam era veterans, it could be from a heart condition, secondary to Agent Orange exposure, or just really kind of any number of different things. But that's one of the more prominent ones we see. And if that is listed as the primary or the contributory cause of death, and it's a service-connected disability, then you can apply for DIC benefits. There's a few exceptions, or a few rules that surviving spouses kind of a few requirements they have to meet. They have to be married for at least a year prior to the veteran's death. So if it's a month or two before, sometimes they'll make an exception, but generally it's a 1 year rule. You have to be living together. You have to have continuous cohabitation, as they say. So you have to be living with each other. And also, most notably, is if you remarry after your husband or your wife passes away, then that extinguishes your ability to receive DIC benefits. So it's in that regard, it's, I guess, kind of like alimony from the way I understand it. If you get remarried, then the alimony stops. If you get remarried, the DIC benefits you no longer be eligible for those.
Okay. So it would stop immediately if you remarry.
Well, if you have to notify them
Pretty
of your
much.
remarriage, and then otherwise you get into an overpayment situation. So yes, you want to notify them so that it does stop immediately, so they don't come looking for money that they paid you by accident.
Right. It's hard to pay it back, so you don't want to get it, like you said, you don't want to get into that situation.
Absolutely, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So when should they apply, the widow apply for benefits?
So the best thing to do, really, you can apply at any time. There's no time limit in terms of, there's no expiration date where, if it's 2 years after, a year after, what have you, that you can apply. You can apply at any time for the DIC benefits. Now, to maximize your benefit, the benefit to the widow or widower, if you do apply within 1 year of the veteran's death, then you will get an effective date, which is the first day of the month following their death. So if they pass away, let's say in April, April 15th, and you applied within the year and you were granted, then your effective date for the payment would be May of that same year. So it'd be the month following. So the earlier that you apply for it, I know it's easy probably for, when you get everyone's affairs in order, a lot of times things kind of go by the wayside. But if you do get it done within a year, then you're going to be helping yourself out in terms of maximizing your ability to, maximizing your benefits through VA.
Okay, what if it's beyond that 1 year?
If it's beyond that 1 year, then it'll just be the date of the application at that point. So
Nothing
under VA law, well, it may be a couple months. Like let's say it takes them 4 or 5 months to process the process. Then there could be a few months of back pay, but it wouldn't go back to the time of or the date of death of the veteran. It would be limited to whenever your claim is put in.
Okay. Tell us about the appeals process. Is
Okay,
it
so
the
the
same
appeal.
as most appeals process for disability?
Yep,
Um,
that's the great thing about it. DIC is the same as any other.
okay.
It's really as any other VA disability benefit or any other claim. So if you put in your claim, and if you're familiar with the appeals process from when your husband or wife was alive before their passing, when they dealt with VA stuff, if you're familiar with that, then you'll be familiar with the appeals process going forward with DIC benefits. It's all exactly the same forms, the same process. So it's nothing that's unfamiliar. The only thing that's different would be the application that you have to submit as a different form
Okay.
than typical applications, but everything else would be the same.
And Nathan, you help veterans with these types of things. So how can someone reach out to you if they would like some assistance?
So they can either give us a call at 251-343-1111, or they can go to www.gardberglaw.com. That's GARDBERG law.com. There's a contact us tab there. They can send us an email with their questions or concerns, and we'll be able to get back to them and help them in any way that we can.
That's great. We often, before we go here, we often talk about the fact that so much of this is so complex that I can't help but think that this is not common knowledge to a veteran. So it just seems like it makes sense to reach out to an attorney for advice on these types of things. They may not even know about benefits that they could possibly be due. Do you find that to
Absolutely.
be the case?
Well, that is the case sometimes, even with typical disability benefits. A lot of times, veterans are unaware of
Yeah,
the benefits they can apply for, and especially, they may even know about disability benefits, but a lot of people don't know about DIC benefits
yeah,
and aren't really familiar with it. So hopefully, this video will, hopefully this recording will find a lot of people, and find a lot of people who need the information, who will be
yeah,
able to reach out and get the right information now, because
right.
it is definitely a program that I think is probably underutilized and definitely not known
Yeah,
about enough among the community that needs to know about it.
yeah, yeah. So if you're a veteran and you're watching today, I really think it makes sense. Give Nathan a call. Find out what benefits you may potentially have coming to you, because there may be things that you don't know about. And I believe if they reach out to you, Nathan, there's no actual upfront cost. Is that correct?
No, there's no upfront cost really for the whole thing. It's all on contingency fees, which is just a really fancy way of saying if you don't win, then we don't win. So
Right.
you don't owe us anything. All of our payment comes from VA. If we win, then we get something. If we don't, then it's nothing
Yeah.
out of your pocket. No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that you guys are absolutely committed to helping veterans. Um, I just want to say a second about some of the charity events you do, some of the causes you support. I know you're big on awareness for PTSD for veterans, curbing PTSD, suicide, helping some of these vets to come home and have so many wounds that are not always just physical.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're actually, we're teaming up right now with a great organization. It's called Fight or Die OAR. It's a team of all veterans, all Americans that are actually going to be rowing across the Atlantic to help raise awareness for PTSD and suicide in veterans, and hoping to get some good information out there, and hopefully getting the awareness out there so that that veterans stop feeling like that's the only way out, and that
Yeah.
that's their only option, and hopefully getting them the help that they need. And letting them know really that mental health is important, and that it's nothing
Yes.
to be ashamed of, to need help for. And that's really what we're trying to do here, and what they're trying to do with Fight or Die. Are they're really trying to raise awareness for that, and it's a great organization. Find them on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's Fight or Die OAR is the or. Since they're rowing across the Atlantic, they
Yeah.
have a super cool boat. It's like an
Oh,
old
that's
bomber
neat.
with the shark mouth on it and
Oh,
everything. So
wow.
it's really, really cool. It's
Yeah.
one project that we're really excited about, and
Yeah.
we're really thrilled to be
That's
affiliated with
great.
it.
Well, and you have someone in your office that is related to one of these guys that's going to do this, correct?
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, our accountant is related to Bryant Knight, who is
Yeah.
really seems to be kind of the leader of the pack, is of my understanding. He's from Mobile, and so they're down here training right now. We're actually doing a meet and greet with them coming up pretty soon, so we're excited about that. And getting some more information, get to see them train, and kind of look at their digs on the boat, because they just got it down here from Colorado. So a lot of
Very
exciting
cool.
stuff going on, and definitely Miss Dottie's very, very proud and we all are too. It's a really, really cool thing that they're doing.
That is cool. So they're actually going to be training in the Mobile area for a period of time, or?
Yeah, they're already down here. So they've been training separately,
Oh,
where they've been living, and now they're down here. They're rowing in the
wonderful.
bay and doing everything. They're headquartered down here for I think about a month or so maybe,
How about
and
that?
then
Okay.
off they go. So it's they're in some intense training right now, and so we're happy to have them down here in the Mobile Bay area, and hopefully they're having a good time. I know a lot of them. They hadn't had any gumbo before. Some of the guys, I think that they got I think Miss Dottie introduced them to the gumbo, so we'll see how that went. But
That's
we're definitely
great.
happy to have them down here.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, Nathan, thanks for all you guys do.
Absolutely, it's our pleasure. And again, everyone, if y'all need anything, just reach out to us at 251-343-1111 or www.gardberglaw.com, and we'll be more than happy to reach out back to you and help you any way that we can.
Very good. And you can also reach out right on this page. You can post comments, questions. We'll make sure they get answered for you. So thanks everybody for joining us today. When you get a chance, check out Fight or Die. You want to check out their training. Up here we go and see the football players train. You get a chance to go see these guys train, and they're really big heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty cool. So I'm really excited about it. We're
That's
going to
neat.
get to go down there in a couple of days and check them out. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Thanks everybody. Bye.